Hello everyone, my name's Debbie. I'm Mama Bear Stitchery here on Flosstube and over on Instagram, and this is a channel all about cross stitch. Today is my July cross stitching update and my plans for August, which involve quite a few starts, but thankfully today you will see quite a few finishes that I've had, so it all balances out. And in fact I'm actually off the Stitchy challenge group. I'm out of that, I'm off the wagon, so I'm stitching on what I want when I want. Perfect summer stitching plan. So I have quite a few finishes to show you today. Summer is in full swing. In fact, it's going by way too fast, between the kids going to like camps and activities and things like that. In fact, that's why I'm up nice and early today. Maya's been dropped off at volleyball camp to get her out the house instead of being a little tween dwelling in her cave of a bedroom. She's been forced to go out and like socialise and do sports outside. But that's meant the weeks have just flew by just way too fast. But it has given me a lot of stitching time, so I will show you what I've worked on. So in July, I attended the virtual retreat. It's held by the Black Needle Society and the retreat is called Frogwarts. And it involves a couple of days of stitching challenges and games and just room chats, that kind of thing, as well as you get a box of goodies delivered to your house. And you sign up for this in, I think it's the beginning of January, the first week of January. So I'm going to show you what I worked on during that, as well as I've pulled out just the cross stitching items from the box. It does come with like lifestyle goodies too, like there was like a blanket, a wallet, but my kids are like vultures and they basically scattered with that kind of stuff. So I've saved the cross stitch stuff to show you. And if you want to see a full unboxing, I recommend Athena Stitching Goddess Designs. She did a full unboxing video of everything that you get in a box to see if it's something you would maybe want to sign up for. So like I said, the retreat involves stitching challenges, and it earns you points for yourself and the team that you're assigned to. And one of the things that gives you quite a lot of points, or wins you quite a lot of points, is finishing the band sampler for this year's box, and it is thousands of stitches, so you really earn those points if you can finish it within the 2 weeks leading up to the retreat. And I finished it. So here is my year 4 band sampler. This is stitched on 32 count Joblin in the colour Hanami by Under the Sea Fabrics, and the band sampler is designed by Katy Landis of the Black Needle Society, and there's one for each year, and I've participated in 3 out of the first 4 years. I didn't know about it the first year, so, but this is stitched all in DMC. The writing at the bottom is stitched over 1, but I did manage to finish it. And it was fun to stitch. Yeah, but I did have to ice water my hands at one point because like they were kind of like seasoned up like lobster claws. I did so much stitching over that weekend. But it was fun. It was totally worth it. And the crazy getting up at 6 AM, well 5:30 AM on the Sunday for the start of events like that final day. It was very much a day sponsored by coffee. And it was like, have I had too much or have I not had enough to like survive this? But it was worth it. So like I said, we got some goodies, cross stitch goodies in a box, as well as a bunch of other fun things. So Colour and Cotton always do limited edition threads that come in this little package. And this is my little pile. So this first one is Sugar Quill. It's pink. Berry Crunch is the blue. This one's really pretty. Canary Cream. Peach. It's got a lot of variegation in that one. And Chocolate Frog. This is a beautiful rich brown. I'm trying to incorporate more stash floss into projects instead of buying the overdyed threads. We also got 2 random Firewing design charts everybody got different things. So this is opal, and it comes in the 2 colorways, dragons. And dragonfly number 9, fairy ring. And I'm all about the dragons right now, so you'll see that coming up. But I went on to Firewing Designs Etsy shop, and I actually bought one of her tribal dragons, Paladin. I've never seen her shop before, but loved that chart. The next thing is a piece of 32 count Lugana. We got an 1/8 of a yard. It's called Quick Quotes Quill, and this was dyed by Bee Stitch Me. The original dyer who was meant to be doing the fabrics didn't follow through, and this was actually why the box was slightly delayed, but many thanks to Bee Stitch Me for stepping up, because this piece of fabric is absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to stitch something, maybe something like really black. Maybe the dragon that I actually just bought, the Paladin, would work on this one. Yeah, maybe, if that fits. I'll have to keep that in mind, but love that colour. And so as well as the Year for Man sampler during the retreat, I worked on a lot of other projects, and I had one big finish, which it's all on my Instagram, so you've probably seen it, but you'll see it here now. In fact, let me fold it up. This is Halloween at Hot Crown Hollow. You'll see where I was before. I was working on that final block. Oh, I'm making a mess of my pile of things here. I was working on that final block. This has been a labour of love, but I finished that final block with the mummy, the vampire, and is that Frankenstein? And that means I finished Halloween at Hot Crown Hollow. This was my goal for the year, was to finish this project, and that's upside down. I was like, that's not how it goes. But yeah, this project is huge. There's a lot of stitching. Each one of these blocks is about, I think it's like 220 stitches square, and some of them are almost or are full coverage stitching. But oh my gosh, it's done. And this is on 4 to Count Highland Heather by Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. I stitched it using all the DMC colours, no substitutions anywhere, all the colours showed up, and it's 1/2. And yeah, this was on my Year of Whips to finish this year, which is a group by Melanie Watkins, where you pick a bunch of focus projects that you want to finish. I think you had to pick a minimum of 6. I have 8. So this is my 4th finish out of that. So I've got other ones to work on now, but if I bring it in, because then I can't see. If I bring it in, you can see all the colours show up really well, especially like the yellows and the whites. You can see each block. And then the middle row. I can't see, hopefully I'm going straight. And then the bottom. Oh, that skeleton block. It's like unwieldy. That skeleton block is full coverage. I highly advise, if you're stitching this, don't leave that one to last. That one. This swamp block with all the monsters, that was my absolute favourite. And then the final block, which was also another favourite because it was the very last one. But absolutely loved stitching this. I have one other Hot Crown Hollow by Carriage House Sampling started, and it is Map of Hot Crown Hollow. I think I'm going to have a break before I pick that up. It is barely started. It has maybe 100 stitches in it. Somehow in my head I thought, oh, I've stitched like the river bit in the middle. No, it has about 100 stitches in it. But a little break, and then that will be my next focus Carriage House Samplings chart. So that was my big finish. Big finish. I am probably going to go get that one framed when I get a chance, or Michael's have a sale. I will go get that one framed. And even Piotr is like, that's so big and with so much work, that's up year round, Halloween or not. It's going on the wall. Okay, my next project I also worked on during the Frogwarts retreat and was a finish is Trick or Treat. This is by Dureen Jones, so you'll see where I was before. And I finished that this last little bit, little pumpkin head, who reminds me of that character that's in, is it Return to Oz? That movie freaks me out, but this one looks a lot cuter, but that's who that reminds me of. And there is that one, which is a finish. This one's so cute. And this is a freebie from Dureen Jones. It's on her Facebook group. It's in the album section. I will link her Facebook group below. It's like Dureen Jones Stitchers or something like that, but I'll link it below. She has amazing freebies on her group. That's why I always like buying things from her shop to support her as well. But this one is stitched on 32 count opal linen in the colour Athena by Under the Sea Fabrics. It's nice peachy pink and green fabric. But love stitching this one. He's my favourite on the end. Little grimy here. But that was another finish. My next project, you'll see where I was before. This is Beachcomber by Lindy Stitches. And I finished this one too. So the whale, I stitched this in all the call for colours. It has two over dyes. One is the whale, which is in a dinky dye, and the other one is this kind of beigey colour that's used throughout too. But this one was such fun stitch. You can see it has some beads, has some long stitches on the clamshell. I changed the zip code, and there's the bottom. Each one of these little animals felt like such an achievement, like a finish. It's like, oh, a bit closer. And mine is stitched on the call for, which was on the chart, which is 32 count natural linen by Swigart. That was so fun. And this was an exclusive to Acorns and Threads. It was the Pacific Northwest Stitchers Retreat project from last year. I didn't attend, but I just ordered it straight from Acorns and Threads. But when I post this in the Lindy Stitches group, Stephanie says that this is going to be a September release. So you can either order it from Acorns if you want it, or just wait till Stephanie releases it herself. Okay. I'm so excited. It feels like so close to going. I'm going in person to the Pacific Northwest Retreat this year. In Portland, Oregon, and I'm so excited. It's not that far away now. My next project was a little start and kind of a finish because it's part of a series. It is the Beach Boardwalk series by Country Cottage Needleworks, and this is part 1 of 6, the ice cream shop. And I'm using all the call for colours. I can't show you what the whole thing looks like because we don't know yet. A part comes out each month. I'm using all the call for colours, which look a bit raggedy. I put them on the ring though, so they're not just chucked in the bottom of the bag. I love these like summer beachy colours. I ordered the thread pack and the auto ship of the charts from Barefoot Needle Arts, who've been absolutely fantastic. As soon as they get the pattern in their shop, it's back out to us stitchers on its way. So actually last night just arrived the next part, which is the surf shop, and I think I'm going to start this one. I want to keep up with this series. And I'm stitching mine on unnamed 32 count Joblin from Bee Stitching Me. But this was such a fun stitch. And it just reminds me totally of Santa Cruz Boardwalk, like where we go often. We always go maybe twice a year. But we go get ice cream and go on the boardwalk and play games in the amusement park. So that is on my plan list. My next project is called Stained Glass Sampler by Carolyn Manning. This one is so pretty. And before I show you the project, this is the needle minder from the Black Needle Society box. It is the common green Welsh dragon, and I hope everybody got different ones. So I hope they all go up for sale because they're so pretty. So this I started this month, and I finished page 1. The colours are beautiful. In fact, you can see them here. It's in my Bags Plus little bobbin keep thing. Has frogs on it. I love these. These are, I just plop them in the project bag. So this is page 1 already done. I outlined all the black stitching first and then just coloured it in. This was good TV stitching. I've been binge watching all the Shark Week episodes on HBO Max. So that's what I've been doing, watching Shark Week and filling this in. And I really thought this would be a bit boring. Like once I did the outline, I was like, oh, now I have to colour in. But it was actually really fun just to easy stitch, colour in. I think I'm going to do the same thing. Like when I go to page 2, I'm just going to do all the black outline and then colour in. And in fact, this might be perfect take to retreat stitching, because you don't have to think too much. Once you have that black outline in, you're just filling in colour. But love stitching on this. And this is on 16 count Midnight Grey Ada. I picked it up from 123 Stitch. I'm not sure if it's Swagger or not. It doesn't have like an orange line or anything like that, but 16 count Midnight Grey Ada, and it's just 2/1 in the call for DMC. And if you are doing this, there is a mistake that's on the cover of the chart too. One of these little corner pieces that are green is actually charted in purple, and it's on the cover too. So it's just a mistake. Just make sure you don't blindly follow it, because I almost put it in, even though the other corners were green. But love stitching that one. I don't know if I'm going to stitch on this one in August. I might save that for taking to retreat in September. Another project I picked up and just put a tiny bit of work in. This is Moths and Bugs by Punochka. I don't think they actually have a store on Etsy anymore, but I have seen them selling their charts through another store. So if I can find that, I will link it for you. But this is just an easy little stitch too. You'll see where I was before. That is where I just added 2 more moths at the top. Just under those moths will be another 2 beetles, and then that will mean that I'm halfway. But I put 2 moths in and I was like, I'm done with you now. I'm just going to put you away. And this is on 32 count Knits. It's a Lugana by Under the Sea Fabrics. And it's this kind of like grey purple. It's beautiful. It makes the real colours pop. There's only about 5 DMCs used in this, but yeah, just 2 moths progress. Then I'll put the beetles in at some point. That's that one. My second last project was a little start and a finish. I don't know, I just had a inkling to have a new start and just grabbed this one. It's kitted up on my shelf, so I have a bunch of those. I have a little cart and it has a bunch of like fabric projects just all kitted up, so if I feel like it, I just grab one from there. And it is a free design from Hello from Liz Mathews. It is Arrow Celebration Small. I'm going to turn this into like a little pillow. I stitched it with Belle in the colour Peacock. And this is just a tiny little piece of Morning Dove by Lakeside Linens. It's just a little 9 by 13 piece. I buy quite a lot of these little chunks of fabric. Firstly, sometimes that's all it's available from, like, say, Lakeside Linen, like on 123, and it gives you a good idea of what the fabric looks like before committing to like a bigger piece for like maybe a really big project. And it's perfect for smalls because I really hate cutting into bigger pieces of fabric. I need to get better about that instead of just hoarding it. Just cut into it and use it and order more. But these little tiny cuts are perfect for smalls, for things like this. And I'm pretty sure I got the chart. I signed up for Hello from Liz Mathews newsletter, and I think that's how I got the chart. Again, like I say, I had it kitted up. I just printed it out and had it in a bag with like the fabric and the floss. And actually, here's the floss here. It's a beautiful silk from Belsois. So that's part of my stash busting quest, is to start using things up. My last project that I worked on was also a new start, and it's still on the Q-snap, so I'm probably still going to work on it. And you'll see the picture here. It's Quick Stitch Keep Up by Lynn, or this chart has her name as Hannah Disney, but it's in the Lynn section. And that is where I got to. This is one of the charts I actually have in Markup RX, and I'm slowly becoming a convert to using it. Usually I use paper and highlighters and yeah, proper archaic way of stitching, I know. But I did put this one in Markup RX and I do like it. The only thing I hate is being attached to like another device, and it takes it destroys the battery life so quickly, and I just don't want to be connected to like wires and chargers, and so I usually just use paper. But this one I do have in Markup RX, and it tells me I'm at 11% already. And I absolutely love the colours in this one. It's just DMC 1/1 full cross on 25 count. And I will leave this one on the Q-snap, and I'm just going to kind of pick it up when I can and just work on it, because it's pretty small. This entire chart will fit within the 11 by 11 Q-snap space. So I would like to steadily work on that one. But pretty bright colours. I love sea turtles. I'm going to see a lot of sea turtles. We go away to Hawaii this weekend. We're going to Maui. So if anybody knows if there's any cross-stitch shops that are still actually open, because Google wasn't very helpful, or must-see places that you recommend, please leave it in the comments below. I'd love to check them out. So yeah, trying to plan what I'm actually going to take stitching wise on vacation too, and do the million and one things like around the house that I'm avoiding doing before we actually like leave. But apart from that, other plans I have for stitching in August are, let me move my precarious pile over. And speaking of, I bought a new swimsuit. Well, I bought a couple, and I don't know why I picked all black and white ones, because I'm not gonna lie, I look a bit like an orca, and I told Piotr, I was like, these boats are gonna have people screaming on it, like thinking they're being attacked by like an orca and the orca uprising. Instead it's just like a chubby Scottish person swimming about in the ocean. But I'm trying to be positive about it, and I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna swim, and I'm gonna see turtles and snorkel, and it's gonna be fantastic, despite the stress of everything I have to do like in advance. But yeah, it is what it is. But plans for August. Like I said, I'm off the sort of cross-stitchy group limitation, so I'm not doing the 23 and 23 anymore. In fact, I moved a bunch of projects from the apartment boxes down below up into the penthouse ones that can see out into the room, and so I have a lot more projects to choose from that I'm working on. And one of those that I pulled out, and I'm going to take to Hawaii because there's a lot of them on Hawaii, is Curious Hen by Bothy Threads. I haven't worked on this one in forever. I'm pretty sure this was a Mania project maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. I haven't touched it like since. I love this chicken. Absolutely love this chicken. Laura, I Stitch Birds, this makes me think of you. So that's maybe I'll call her Laura, the chicken. So this one I'm stitching on the kit fabric. I think it goes this way. And it's this kind of like speckled Ada, but that is all I've done, is this one strip of kind of beige. So I'm going to take this one with me and maybe get some good progress on that. And probably see quite a lot of chickens. So that's one of my plans. Another thing I'm going to start, my friend Kenny is having a birthday start along for the month of August, which starts 1st of August, and it is called Kenny's Unbirthday Cell, and it's Alice in Wonderland or other literary fantasy. And I was going to do an Alice in Wonderland project, which I did buy and kit up because I don't like any of the ones I already have or I've already stitched. But I changed my mind after I found this project I'm going to show you, because I am reading Fourth Wing like a ton of other people. It is dragons and it is very good. I think I'm trying to drag it out until I go on vacation so I can start a new book for when I go, but I'm already at 70%, so I'll finish it by the weekend. But Fourth Wing is fantastic, by Rebecca Yarros. I have it on my Kindle too because I keep falling asleep and I was dropping the book on my face, and this thing's going to take like my teeth out, so I bought it for my Kindle, which isn't as heavy. But there is a Instagrammer that I saw, I'll put a picture in here. It is Wolf Down the Rabbit Hole, and she made a fan cross stitch, and it says Article 1 Section 1, the Dragon Rider's Codex. A dragon without its rider is a tragedy. A rider without their dragon is dead. Welcome to the Fourth Wing. So I'm going to stitch that for Kenny's birthday. And I have this tiny little piece of blue-grey linen by Zweigart, and the stitchy stuff thread is called Raven Feather because Taryn. If you've read the book or reading the book, you should read the book. I'm a little dragon needleminder there. So I will probably take that one with me too, and that's just a 32 count, so I'll probably stitch it 2 over 2. And I will link Wolf Down the Rabbit Hole's page as much as I can. You purchase it through her Ko-fi link. It was super easy. Highly recommend that. My next thing that I think I'm going to work on next month, because I didn't work on this month, even though I've been doing a page every month. I think I did this with my hippo too. I had a break during the summer on my full coverage hippo. So this is Berry Tree by Artsy. So there has been no progress this month. So I will do a page in August and get back on that. But it was kind of nice to have a summer break from this one. I don't want it to feel like it's a chore because it is so many stitches. I don't want it to feel like it's a chore. It's meant to be fun. So I will be back on that one. And that's on 25 count, 1 over 1 full cross 2. August the 11th is World Cross Stitch Day, if I've googled that right. And I finished my project from last year, which was Quaker Turtle by RATM. So I'm going to have a new start this year. And so I have this one. I've made a working copy of it. So this one's ready to start. It is a Dimensions Gold Petite, and it is called In the Shadows. And it's the mountain lion. So that will be my World Cross Stitch Day start this year, and hopefully I'll finish it by next year. It should. It's pretty small. It's only 5 by 7 inches on 18 count black Ada. So there's that. I only have a couple of other little bits of haul to show you. Heaven and Earth Designs had a 50% sale, and I saw this chart here. It is Dragon's Lair by Anne Stokes. Somebody just finished this in the Heaven and Earth group, and it was beautiful. The big red dragon with like a little sprinkling of bodies across its treasure. I was like, the next sale, I have to get that, and like a day or two later there was this one, so I purchased that. And like I said, I'm all about the dragons right now. Thank you, Fourth Wing. But I really do want to start this one at some point. I just need to order some fabric to start that. The next thing I got was the Pole Stitches Halloween box, which was actually like an envelope that arrived we kind of knew some of the things that were coming in it, or we did after it shipped. And this is the reason I bought it. This is the Joan Elliott exclusive chart. It's called Sorceress. I absolutely love that, and that might be an October start. She did say, somebody asked, and Joan Elliott says she's going to release it in about 6 months, so you won't have to wait too long if you like that one too. But I need to get all the sparkly threads for this. But I love that. I even have fabric that I might stitch on. The other one was a pole stitches design. It's called Happy Halloween. I love the skeleton just sitting having a coffee at the table. And this one actually came with fabric for it. They aren't labelled, it's on the bag. I think this one, the green one, is called Witch Hazel. And they are a 32 count Lugana. And it's a fat quarter. It's nice bright green. And the other piece of fabric we got is called Golden Cauldron. Again, a 32 count Lugana and another fat core. And it's well worth it for the price, super fast shipping. Would definitely order it again if I like the chart. Another piece of fabric I got was my fabric of the month that arrived yesterday from Be Stitch Me. This month was a 40 count Verdal in the colour Lightly Salted Not Roasted. And it's beautiful. It has a lot of peach like undertones to it. And I'm thinking I need to do a floss toss, but is it the Remember Me sampler by Teresa Kogut? I'm thinking might be a contender for this. Maybe sampler September start. I really do still want to whip down. I am finishing things. The things just need to be whips I currently have instead of the new starts that I'm starting. But the pile is going down. There's time, and you know, like, stitch what makes you happy. The last thing that I have is a kit. It's called Forest Heartbeat. It was on sale on Amazon, so I just grabbed it because it was in my wish list, and it was like, Amazon's like, do you want this? I'm like, yeah. I love this one. It's a bit big though. It's way bigger than I thought it was going to be. 32.5 by 32.5 centimeters. And you see all the threads nicely pre-sorted. It is almost full coverage, so I will start that at some point. But I love that her hair is like the forest with the moon in it, and then she's hugging the wolf. It's unusual, and that's why I like it. I will be starting that at some point, just not this month. So that's all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed seeing all my finishes. I hope you come back and see what I stitched next month, and I hope you have a great rest of your summer. Stay safe, and I will see you next month. Bye!